Genesis chapter 2, verse 21, 22, and 23, it speaks about the origin of Eve and how Eve was first introduced to the scene, formerly being created by Adam. Now, number one, think of this. Number one, deep sleep. Number two, rib or womb. Number three, introduced. All right, now let's take deep sleep. Adam, God caused Adam to be in a deep sleep. Why? There's a lot of reasons why, but like I said, we only know certain ones, and I'm just giving you one. But I tell you this, that God actually does great work. He does his work when we're sleeping, especially in a deep sleep. Now, you ever heard of people that's been like really hurt, injured, like they need healing, deliverance, and they just go to sleep out of nowhere and they wake up just feel at ease, peaceful? God does his work when we're not really awake, because we don't know what's going on. Now, number two, the rib. You know, the womb being taken, not the womb being taken out, but like the rib. My bad, y'all. I'm just like really tired. Now, the reason why God took the rib out of Adam and not the skull, not the you know what I'm saying, the backbone, not the breastbone, not the femur, or you know what I'm saying, any bone in the foot, because God wanted Eve to be side by side with Adam. To be side by side. When you walking with your woman, you side by side. When you holding your man's hand, you side by side. When you're laying down, you side by side. Well, a lot of people don't, but whatever, you know, it's side by side. God didn't want woman to be above us. God didn't want us to step over them. God does not want us to be behind them. And we definitely God doesn't want us to be in front of them. That's why the side was taken out. So you kind of get how God works, you know. He does his work. It's a meaning behind his work. And then he presents what he done. Now, if you look at it, God did not say anything when Eve was being introduced. You can read it. Just read Genesis chapter 2, verse 21, 22, and 23. God didn't say anything. My brother, he was quiet. Like, dude was quiet. That was it. But you ask yourself this question: why did Adam say what he said to Eve? He was actually talking to God, but he also gave a clear description on who Eve is. He said this is flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. She should be called woman, for she was taken out of man. How did he know that? And he was in a deep sleep. Kind of make a lot of sense to you? Sometimes, I don't know, but maybe Adam just knew that she belonged to him. Sometimes I don't know, sometimes you just know who that person is. And it's not looks. It's not. A lot of people are drawn to looks. I know personally. I can tell you that myself. A lot of people are just drawn to what they see that's appealing and attraction. You know what I'm saying? Because of their appearance. That has nothing to do with it. Because sin did not take a hold of them just yet. They were created by love. Now, you read 1 John chapter 4, speaks that love is of God, and that God is love. So if God is love, whatever he say is in love. Whatever he do is of love. Whatever he touch is love. God spoke everything into existence, right? Read Genesis chapter 1. He spoke everything into existence. But when it came to man, he formed. It's a great possibility that we are the first ones that God actually touched. So what we can really say is that we are touched by love. And that's what we are drawn to. I hope that makes a lot of sense to you guys. You know, it's reading the scriptures, like you can read a chapter every day for maybe 2 days. For like 2 weeks, you will always find something new, because once you read in between the lines, you got to picture it. You got to picture what you're actually reading. You know, sometimes God will give you dreams of, you know what I'm saying, behind the scenes or the features of it as if you were right there. I still remember seeing Lazarus being being resurrected. I still remember that would never leave my mind. It was amazing. Jesus was behind me, and he spoke a language. You know, I did not understand what he was saying, but I knew in the spirit that it was like saying get up or get out. You know, like rise up. He said it so loud that it actually caused an earthquake. It actually caused an earthquake, and this place was like so deserted. It was like a desert. It wasn't like in the Egyptian desert, but it was like a Judean wilderness, and you know, and it was just like a mountain and stuff like that, and then like kind of like caves, whatever. But this place was all blocked off. Like, you know how you I'm trying to think. You know, I never been to a spot like that. I can't really describe it, but if you were to like watch maybe them cartoons, or you know what I'm saying, a movie, the Gospel of John, it was something like that, but a little bit different. And then once he said that, you know, like I said, the earthquake, and it shook, and it was so powerful. It was like an outcry when he said it. And then I just seen him just walking out. I just seen him just walking out. You know what I'm saying? It was like he was mummified, you know, but it was like not necessarily like those bandages like the ancient Egyptians be having, but it was like cloth, you know, like a shroud. You know, I mean, it's just awesome, you know, and I just take my time out, man, and just really read, and not necessarily read, but just study. When you read, you should study. And when you study, you get to experience it for yourself. Adam just knew. Adam just knew that she belonged to him.